like we can ask questions and talk, and maybe if you turn your phone like sideways, you might have more options, or maybe not.
I do have sideways, but I still don't see anybody else other than you.
And I think when other people talk, then they'll show up. So I think that's fine.
All right, perfect.
Okay, well, maybe we'll just get started, and then as people get on, we'll just go from there.
Okay. Oops, I'm so awful with this.
Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to introduce. So everyone, this is my friend Patty. She's in Arizona. She just went to the animal conference with me.
Hi, everybody.
And then everyone, this is my mom, Dora Pearson.
Hi.
And then Mary McCarthy lives near me in the Bemidji area.
Hi.
Hi, Mary.
And then Mary Ravela, you're east of Deer River. Where are you at?
I'm in Floodwood.
Floodwood, okay.
Halfway to Duluth.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And all of us have horses. Of course. Yeah. Okay. So kind of what I wanted to do is, this was a new book that when I was at Silver Retreat, a gal was talking, her friend wrote this, and she said that they give this book out to, and I'm pretty sure she said they give this book to everybody that enrolls, regardless of whether they're interested in sharing right away in the beginning or not. And it does a really good job of walking through how to get rolling and get your business started. And so it's a blueprint to launching your business in 3 days. So I kind of thought it was really, well, it has you do some fun exercises, and I thought it would be a great tool for our team to use too. And what I'm thinking, we had this class here last week at my house. We had the first one, and we only made it through part one, and it was like 2.5 hours. Because it really brings up a lot of questions, and we were taught there, the gals are asking questions, we were working through stuff together. So we'll just kind of run through it today and see how far we get before we want to be done. But I think if we just kind of skim through, at least it's kind of fun to discuss it together, and then it's really meant we just kind of do it on our own, because it's some thinking processes that you'll think about why you want to do this. It gives you ideas of why other people do this, and then we'll kind of talk through some stuff. And then it gives you other resources in the book and tells you where to find them to really get up and running quickly. So in the past, we kind of did that launch kit where there was a lot of printed papers like the vision check and memory jogger and all of that. This is going to replace that. I'm just going to they're $5. I'm just going to give this book, and then probably the 4-year career to anybody interested in the business. And I probably won't just give this out right away when people sign up, just because we give the new member books to help them really start using their stuff and realizing the importance of using Young Living in their home. But this will definitely be one I'll use once they start sharing, because it's a simple tool to give them. We don't have to print out like 10 pieces of paper. I'm just going to give them this book, and if they're local, I can walk through it with them. Remotely, we can do a Zoom call. Some people will just run with it and go through it on their own. So whatever works for new people when they get started. So does everybody have their books?
I do.
Cool. I love seeing you all. So fun. Okay, so let's just get started on page 6. And I'm just going to kind of read through some stuff, and then as we get to the parts where we have to do some thinking, and we'll share some ideas and things like that. So the whole purpose of this book is to help you build a business with Young Living. It is easy to overcomplicate the process, but that's not necessary. Use this book as your guide, pick it up, read it, follow each of the steps, and if you continue to do the work, you will have a Young Living business. Does this mean you won't have ups and downs, highs and lows? Oh, you'll have that, but with consistency, you will build a business that you will be proud of and that others will respect. So the first part is about oils. The second part is about sharing. Third part is repeat. And And then there's more information at the back of the book. So when you're ready to start in the Young Living business, you may want to learn everything. As leaders, we won't tell you everything because even after years of doing this, we are still learning. This is a company where you learn as you go, and every year or two it changes on you. It's pretty amazing, actually. So I have broken it down into an easy to follow path of what you need to know when you're ready to know it. This book is meant to get your business up and running. But I want to be sure that you understand this is a business. If you treat it with professionalism, respect, and hard work, you will experience growth and the benefits from that work ethic. Likewise, if you wish to see growth in your business, then commit to consistently doing the work. At the same time, this is a business of relationships. You cannot expect to grow your Young Living business without others. So while you're treating your business with respect, don't forget that the way that you treat others will also determine your success. Okay, so you want to do this as a business, but you don't know how to get started. You may be overwhelmed or you just don't know what to do first. Pull out the oil closest to you, breathe it in deeply, and let out the biggest audible sigh possible. Seriously, this book will still be here.
Mhm.
And so it says my calming oil. So I thought we could just share the oils that, like my calming oils would be Copaiba, Stress Away, and Peace and Calming. And then if you each want to share your calming oils, I think that gives us a good list of good ones to try if we haven't.
I can tell you what worked for me great.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Oh, Patty started.
No, go ahead, Dora. It's fine.
Oh, you know what? My computer kind of goes off and on, so I didn't even know anyone was talking. So, but you know what? I guess the oil that I noticed that works the best for me to calm me, relax me is Sklar Essence, but that could be like a sign of my age. I'm not sure, but I really love that oil to get rid of irritation and any of that stuff.
Cool.
So I love Sklar Essence.
Cool.
For me this week, with major anxiety, I guess, I don't know, it was Stress Away. And I did use some orange, which was really crazy. And I felt a ton better.
Cool.
For me, my favorite one is Dragon Time. It
Mm.
doesn't matter anything.
Yeah.
It takes, I don't worry about anything.
Sweet.
My new one that I like is Aromaze. I don't know, I just really like the smell of it, and that's what I've been using lately.
Cool. All right. So then it says, now stop overthinking. The name of this book gives you your blueprint. You will build your business by doing the following 3 things: oil, share, repeat. So oils are your hub. They're the foundation of everything in your business. I want you to fall in love with these products, be a product of the product. And I bet I've heard that 1,000 times since we started this. Be a product of the product. Love Young Living and the healthy lifestyle that you can achieve with our products. I encourage you to take advantage of the monthly promotions so you can maximize your rewards each month and get as many free items as possible. Share. You will find that is the majority of this book. I have actionables listed at each step and will lay out the blueprint for making your business happen. This is where the 3 E's come in: educate, enroll, and empower. The goal for you is to have, and repeat is the goal for you is to have systems in place that work at the distributor level, but will take you right on up through Diamond. And yes, I will give you the tools to make it happen. Keep reading. Okay, so page 10, your why. The first question you should ask yourself when you want to start a new adventure is why? Why is this interesting to me? Why will this help me? Why is this important to me? Why do I want to do this? And why do I desire to do something different? The why is more important than any how or what or who, because without a passion for what you are doing, every little road bump is going to feel like a mountain. Before you start dreaming and set some goals, I first want to share the possibilities with you. This is our income disclosure statement. These are real dollar amounts made by real people. While the exact amount depends on your enrollments and downline's continued purchases, these numbers are absolutely possible. Ask your enroller why they have shared Young Living with you and others. So why don't we kind of, if you guys want, I mean, no, but you don't have to answer anything, but kind of what's your why? Why do you want to do this? And I can do mine first. So I want to do this because I love Young Living. I love helping people. And this is such an easy way to do something that I love and make an incredible living at the same time.
Okay, I can go. Why has always been hard for me, but I first started to help my daughter out, but then when I got into this, my why is because I'm older and I see friends that are on medications with all the side effects. I've had my one niece that is addicted to prescription drugs. My why is I would love people to use the oils before they turn to the pills and all of that. And I would love to see young people start. And I'm a teacher and I worry about our children, and I saw the difference in kids throughout the years, and it's sad to see how the mental health and all of that is changing. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Does to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just see it as a very important thing for people to do. It's almost overwhelming to me when I think about our world today. Okay, so I'm done.
I'll jump in. So my why is because I've always used natural and alternative things to combat anything. I feel super important about it, and probably started, well, I know I started doing things when my kids were young. And as I've grown older, I realized the importance of just having alternative medicines. And if you want to call it alternative, because it's not, it's everything that was already in place here, pre-Western medicine, if you want to say that. And so it's always been important to me. And now realizing, especially after Animal Conference, the vibrations of the oils, I know that raising my vibration with them, being around my animals, horses in particular, it's just going to make life that much better. And I'm always for making life better for myself and for others, family, friends, new people that you meet. So I'm super excited about my why. And I'm done too.
Great. That's awesome.
For me, I think my love of science has always made me ask questions. And my question of late is, why does my generation have so many autoimmune diseases and my parents' generation doesn't? And I feel like it must be something in what we eat or what we're breathing or what we're coming into contact with. And then when I was introduced to essential oils, I found it very interesting how you use them is you breathe them in or you put them on your in contact, or you can ingest them. And so you're doing that in a healthy way, and just learning more and more about the toxins and where they are. It's something that we've never thought about. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to get my kids involved so that they have to make a conscious choice of this product or that product, where my parents didn't have to. I mean, flour was flour. It wasn't coated in anything. They didn't spray pesticides on it. It just was what it was, and things spoiled. That's the way it was. And so I need to actually teach that to my kids for them to stay healthy and hope that they don't get an autoimmune disease like I have. So that was my why to begin with.
That's a good one.
You're up, Mary.
I guess my biggest why was because it was for me. Then it turned into my family, so for me and my husband, because I want to be healthy and I want to be happy, and my doctors don't have answers. So I know that God has put things in this world way before my doctor was here, and I just needed to find them. So it was for me. It was selfish, but I want to help other people too. I mean, I'm a therapist for a reason, so if I can somehow then incorporate this into my practice also. So
That's cool. And I think we probably all started for ourselves, because I think you feel before you start sharing something, you want to know that it works, because you don't want to recommend something that isn't amazing if you're saying it's amazing. So, I mean, Scott and I started for ourselves, and then we realized how amazing it was, and that's when we wanted to help start sharing it with other people. So that's not selfish. You have to take care of yourself first before you can help anybody else.
Very true.
Cool. And then we've went through the income disclosure statement before. I mean, this can be whatever you want it to be. There's not one, like everybody, it doesn't matter your background, what you've done before, any of that. We all start at the same place, and the goal of this is for all of us to cross the finish line together. The only people that don't make it as far as they want to are those that quit, because if you keep just doing what we're doing, sharing, using the product, sharing, the opportunities are endless. So whether you want to just get your products paid for, whether you want to replace your current income, whether you want to retire your spouse, and then, obviously we know the sky's the limit. If you want to do whatever you want to do, you can do with this, which is great. And I love how it fits in with our lives. Like your business is using incredible products and sharing them with other people. So you're always getting the benefit. Every experiment I do on these animals is blessing them, and then it's helping me help other people with their animals. So let's go on to page 12. We kind of went through our why. So I think for this class, I'm going to go back, and then like my book is blank. So I'm going to go back and then fill all this in when I can really sit and think. But these are just things to think about, and some reasons that people want to do this. So I think I'm going to leave that. And then you write a little commitment, like how, if you're going to commit Young Living Business for the next 4 years. And, we give out that book, The 4-Year Career, because this really can be a 4-year career. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't easy. This doesn't happen overnight. But if you devote 4 years, like there's people that get to Royal Crown Diamond in 2 years, a year and a half. There's people it takes 10 years. I don't care if it takes me 30 years to get to Royal Crown Diamond. Like, it doesn't matter. But you do have to work at it, and it doesn't just, it's not like the next, the next day you're a millionaire. It takes time and it takes commitment. So these are, and they always say to have goals, and I have a hard time coming up with goals because I either just do something and then I just do it. Goals, like that's why my page is blank, because I need to sit down and think about it. But Connie always stresses the importance of having goals, and not even just having the goals, but writing them down. She said there's something powerful when your brain, that happens when you're thinking about something and when you physically write it down. And I love to type things, and she's like, no, that's not the same. Like, typing it is not the same as writing it with, pen and paper. So I'm excited to do this part.
It's because it's a brain connection.
Okay.
It helps you process, but then it also it gives you something that's accountable
Okay.
when you write a goal down.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, page 14, be coachable. Coachable is capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. I hope that you will find this book to be exactly what you need to launch your Young Living business. But if you learn nothing else, please learn this, be coachable. For as long as you are green, you can grow. And that was Mother Teresa. There are so many reasons why you should be coachable in any business. There are others who have had the same experience as us. It forms connections with others. It allows us a chance to grow professionally. We don't have all the answers. If we aren't working on personal development, then nothing in our business will flourish. Experience teaches only the teachable. Without being coachable, we will not grow. I'll tell you a story. When I went to Silver Retreat in 2016, I was not currently the rank of silver. I had been stuck at executive for the past 9 months. I only had attained the rank of silver for 3 months in 2015. Yes, I did earn the trip and my silver rank, but I longed to be back at silver and working steadily towards gold and beyond. So I took the opportunity to learn. I soaked it all in. My husband and I were lucky enough to spend almost the entire retreat with my diamond leader and her husband. It was an intense trip, but one that allowed me to really reflect on what had been happening in my business over the last year. Although I didn't necessarily agree with each idea we talked about, I listened. And I asked questions. When I got home, I implemented. I ranked back up to silver the very next month, and I never looked back. A year later, after I truly regained silver, I became a steady and growing gold. From that experience, I learned to take every opportunity to learn from those around me. At the events I attend, I make sure to talk to as many people as I can, and not just talking and saying hi, but actually talking and learning from them. Actively listening. I reach out to leaders via social media as well, and not just leaders who are ranked with me or higher than me. A leader is defined by how you carry yourself, not your title. There are many of my team members who have taught me valuable lessons. So take this book and learn from it, follow it, and then take the basic skills and strategies you learn here and grow from learning from others. You will connect with some leaders and not others. That's okay. Give yourself and others that grace. But for you, listen with an open mind. Leave your inhibitions at the door. You are about to start a wonderful journey with so much promise. And then there's some homework. So list 3 things that you love about yourself. List 2 things you want to learn. List 1 person you can go to right now as a mentor. So on page 16 is personal development. Ask any leader in Young Living, and we'll all tell you that the personal development is one of the biggest factors of success in this business. Personal development is the reflection piece of being coachable. Along with your health, you must take an introspective look at yourself. You cannot expect to be an effective leader if you do not grow. There are various ways that I suggest starting on your personal development path. The color personality test. So Patty and I did this in Arizona, or wherever we were. In Utah. I want to, let's see, I think I'm just going to grab, so all of you can take the color test. It's Jacob Adamo. You can just go online and take it. And so I always hear people talking about, the color test. But what I did just for this class, because some of us did our color test when we were over here. So this is something you can do on your own, but I have can you guys see that?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just make it a little bit bigger, and then I think if I move this over here. Okay. So you can we'll kind of go through these. So red is the achiever, inspiration through leadership. Key question that Reds ask is what? They care less about process, more about results, less about risk, more about reward. Enjoys spotlight and recognition, give them a challenge. When motivated, they move forward with fearless tenacity. They burn out sometimes, driven by a goal or an objective. Maybe what I'll do instead of reading all these, because we all know how to read, is kind of take a look at these and pick what you identify with, which just pick one color that you think describes you more than the others.
I would suggest, if you haven't already taken the test, that when you pick, or do pick, and it probably will surprise you. I know it surprised me when I did it with Megan. It really surprised me.
And it was really funny as we were reading, like we both did our test and then we were reading our results, and like you could see the spots that we really liked that were nice and made us feel good. And then you could see the parts of our personalities that even when we were reading it aloud, like our total body language and our attitude changed. And then we're like, that isn't me. But then if you think about it, we thought about it a little bit more, and at least like we're like, maybe I am kind of like that.
Yes. Megan and I were very honest with each other during the animal conference. I felt like we gained so much because it was like me, not like me, like my idea, like my whatever it was, and being totally honest and open, I think expanded that whole process of being there.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. And these change over time. So Brittany had done hers. We both had done it, must have been in March. And so I went back to my March results, and mine has changed since then. And then so had hers. She got to be a little bit more red because Brittany's really green. She got to be more red. And then I can't remember exactly what mine did. But it'll be fun when you do your test to write your results down in this book, and they have a spot for you to write it. And then, every 6 months or something, retest and see kind of what happens to your personality as you start on your journey towards more personal development and as your business grows and etc. So I'm definitely, well, actually, I was red. Was I red green? I think I'm more like mostly red.
Yeah. Well, yours were in thirds.
Yeah. And then what were you primarily, Patty?
I want to say blue. I don't have my results right here in front of me. I'm sure I could look, but I'm afraid I'm going to mess this up.
Yeah. Mom, what do you think you've done yours. What's your primary color?
Yeah, I did mine. I was just looking though. It was last November. I wasn't happy because I was split between green 40.7% and yellow 40.7%. It was like I just wanted to be one thing. But yeah, so the strategist and the encourager. So
And there's no bad answer. Like these are all great, and we're all a little bit of everything, some more than others.
yeah, I'd like to be the achiever. So that's what I'm working for.
How about Mary McCarthy?
I would probably think that I am somewhere between green and yellow.
Cool.
Mhm.
Mary Ravila, which one do you think you are?
Probably green and maybe yellow, little yellow.
Well, so maybe what we should do is once, you know, when we're done with this, we can go back into this group or even just in the business builder and I'll start a thing for your colors and we can put our results because it's kind of fun to see what everybody is and we are all different. And so when you learn this, and I still haven't, but as you learn this, they say it's a really effective tool for building your team because obviously, well, and a good example is like, so Michelle and I are both, Michelle is really red also. And so there's just different ways that you encourage and share information with people based on the color that they are. So Michelle really, you tell her, and that's significant to a red, you show them what can happen and they go for it. Like they figure out what they need to do. I don't know, and I don't know this for a fact, but I would guess Michelle hasn't read whole lot of the books because that's not how her brain works. She's just going to jump in and start doing it. Brittany read, and I know, and she just said this when she was over here, like she's very green. It took her quite a long time to even sign up, and I just kept giving her things, and I knew that she would read and research, and when she was ready, she would do it. So a green is something that you give them the materials, they're going to read it cover to cover, and then they're going to go for it. Blues, I think, are they the ones that, oh yeah, they're the life of the party. So I don't know, like for a blue, they say, you know, have them like have a party or have something fun where they can come to a class and bring their friends, or if they haven't joined yet, you know, I'm having a fun class at my house where maybe like a DIY class or something like that they would be interested in going to, having some fun and learning something. If you said to a blue, come over to my house, I have a lot of great books with scientific facts and studies, and we're just going to sit and pore over these, they're probably not going to show up. Greens would be right there. And then yellows, let's see. I can't think of a good example, but they're about relationships.
I did go back and look at mine, Megan.
Okay, what is it?
So I am yellow 44.4% and blue 25.9.
Okay, so what would be more, so the encourager, like, so I was just giving those examples, like a yellow, what would you be more interested in?
In the list that we have in front of us with what you have on the screen?
Yeah, like, you know, I was saying if you're going to have a class, the greens are going to want to look at books and read stuff like that. The reds just kind of want to know what's going on. The blues want to go if it's fun.
Well,
Yellow.
I think the bottom bullet point with team or helping others, that's probably me. I like teams. I like helping others. So that even though it's the bottom, you know, the key question is who, but the bottom bullet point is like probably the biggest driving point for me.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So these are something fun. Maybe I'll just post this picture in the builders group, and then as we go through our online things, everybody can just
Follow a person.
What, Mom?
I said I would also say with yellow is following leadership. You'll follow someone that you trust and really is gung-ho. You'll be a good team member for that person.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So let me stop sharing this. Okay, there we are. So then it says, talk to your enroller about the next 3 books you should read. So, and I think we're all kind of at different spots, but like the 4-Year Career was a huge book for me, and that's one Connie had recommended. That's one Carrie had sent me at the beginning, and I read it just so you kind of get a grasp of what network marketing is. and the potential. You know, and there's big reasons that Young Living is a network marketing company. Like they could buy spots on a store shelf and put their stuff out, but that's not. They know that people build networks and people recommend and share, and that you're going to buy something based on someone you trust versus just walking down the aisle in a store. The other thing, and I was just thinking about this the other day, is the compliance reason. Young Living can't say what this stuff does, but they know that when we're in our homes across the world and we're sharing with our friends, we don't have to be compliant. And that's a pretty powerful way that they would never get this information to people unless it was us, the grassroots effort of what we're doing to reach one person, one home, one animal at a time. That's why network marketing works so amazing for this. And I think I don't remember where I'd heard this story, but Richard Bliss, he wrote, I think, did he even write the 4-Year Career? He's in network marketing, and Gary Young went to him before they decided what they were going to do with Young Living. And they did network marketing because Mary Young had been super successful at it with a different company. And then she knew, you know, that Young Living would be great to be set up that way also. But Gary Young went to Richard something, Brooke Bliss, he's got like 2 last names, and asked him what he thought about having Young Living be a network marketing business. And the guy told him he was crazy. He's like, there's no way that's ever going to work. No way that's ever going to work. So Gary left and did it, and it worked. And that guy he had just, maybe that was a convention. Were you there, Mom?
Yes.
And then what did he say? Like, he either is Young Living or he had then said something like he ate his words, because now, I mean, we are what we are, and he couldn't believe from Gary coming and talking to him to what Young Living has turned into today. I don't remember it exactly. I'm kind of a bad storyteller, but do you remember, Mom?
I don't, and I missed half of that because my thing keeps coming across my screen. My internet is unstable right now, so I'm sorry. This is my life here where I live. So, yeah, I don't know what you said there, so I apologize.
Anyway, so it was pretty cool that Richard Bliss.
See, like you're froze right now.
No, Richard Bliss is huge in network marketing. So anyway, 4-Year Career, I think, is a really great book. You should have got one from your enroller. If you didn't, reach out to your enroller and ask for that. And then as you build a team, I think it's $4.95 or something. You get it from, I think, Life Science Publishing. So that's a great one that could pair with this one, like when you have a new builder, because it really talks about network marketing, and then you have this book. So 4-Year Career, this book really, like, I read Game Plan and I loved it, but I would start with this one. And then once you're through this and you've worked through it and you're ready for something else, then maybe Game Plan. Otherwise, there's a Propel book that I have a bunch of that's a friend of this gal, and that's a great workbook for later on. But this really should get you from star to silver. Like, this is the basics, and you just keep doing it over and over and over. Like, this doesn't change. You have to work on yourself. That's what changes, but the basics of our business is right in this book. And when they talk about personal development, like, there are a great, Mom, can you maybe, hold on. Okay, so, well, I haven't read that one yet. I'm reading this one. Connie recommends this one. But before I tell you that one, I guess I would say the 4-Year Career and then GoPro, because these are the foundational steps.
Yes.
And it's an easy read. This is Eric Worre, the network marketing dude. And then in our university, I have Connie's videos, like the class she did last January, that's on the foundational steps, that goes, she's basically walking through the steps that are in this book. And then I have her interview with Eric Worre too, which is pretty cool. So 4-Year Career, GoPro. This is a good one, this Building Your Empire. by Brian Carruthers, and then maybe we'll just leave it at that. Like, there's tons of books you can read, but when you're ready, like, to read a book, like, just let me know and I can recommend some that.
So Megs, how about all the books we did for our book club this summer?
Oh yeah, where are? Oh, those are in a different pile. Yeah.
You Can Heal Your Life, right? That was the first one.
Yep.
That's an amazing book. I read it over and over, and I always have to go back to it. It's just a good self-development book. It's not really about the business, but it's about yourself. You Can Heal Your Life. That's a good one. I really like that book.
And then these ones, so, and you guys, you don't have to write all these down, but these were the ones that we did for Connie's book club. And so there's recordings. I mean, if you, all three of these books, she did a Facebook Live. And the ones of us that were local that could make it over were over there, and we're all talking about our favorite parts of these books. So if you're maybe not a book reader, those recordings are still in the Entrepreneur's Facebook group. Just search for these book titles, and the Facebook Live will come up, and you can listen to that while you're driving, while you're cleaning, while you're working, and really get some good takeaways that other people had from these books, and then read them, you know, whenever you get to them. But because those videos were pretty powerful.
And those three books kind of go together. It's funny how, you know, you start with You Can Heal Your Life, Earth is Hiring, A Tribe Called Bliss. They kind of like go right off of each other.
Yeah. So, and I read those books, but I have to go through all of them again and like spend some time and think about it. Instead of like, for the book club, that was great, but I was trying to rush through a book to get it done in a month. And now, this winter, I want to just go through really and get as much as I can out of them again. And then Connie rereads her books all the time. So don't get overwhelmed by a big list of books. They're super fun to read, and you really learn a lot about yourself when you do it. But to get started, I'd say 4-year career and then go pro. Okay. My health focus. We're on page 18. Before you can help others, you must have a love of these products yourself. Notice I didn't say that you have to be a picture-perfect poster child for health, wellness, and beauty. In fact, a work in progress is perfect. You're relatable and approachable. Using the space provided, get together with your enroller and map out your health and wellness goals and your current plan. So that's something that I just started on month 1, but I'm going to go back and work through this. And then, you know, you can reach out to your enroller or maybe a team member, someone in your cross line, whatever, and work on your goals together, or your hubby, your wife, whatever, and go through that part.
Megs, is that somewhere where you could do that health assessment yourself and pull that in there? Or does that come later?
Definitely. Like the body quiz, the
Body assessment quiz?
Yeah, the body systems quiz would be awesome to fill out, and then that would really give you your goals. That's a great idea, because otherwise I was like, I need to exercise. And
I know, that's my last resort. I'd rather take a quiz.
So where did you guys find that quiz?
I will tag you. We've got it in Young Living Oilers, and then you can just print it out, or you can even do it right online.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super fun. And then,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's a good quiz, you know, to use with your, you know, anyone that you have a party with or friends or whatever.
Yeah, and a note, just a side note on the quiz, like Scott and I did ours, and then it tells you the suggested supplements and oils for your body system. And then, so we had done that, we picked our supplements from the quiz, and then we went to Dr. Opitz and had our blood work done, and it was right on with that piece of paper. So it's pretty powerful that it matched. I mean, it was right on. We were taking exactly what we each should, and we don't take the same things. So that quiz is super helpful. And then I like to give it, now that we have that Now What book to new members, I print the quiz out and put it in that book so that they can just get the Now What book, and then that gives them more information on the supplements.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll move right along.
So Megan, when you print out that, do they manually tally something or something to tell them what supplements? Is that how it works? I can't remember the printed
Yep,
because I took it online.
it looks, well, this is it. So they fill out the answers to their questions, and they total up their numbers in this bottom box. So they'll have all these totals, and then you just pick your top 1 or 2 systems, your highest numbers, and those are the ones you focus on for 3 or 4 months. And then on the back, it tells you what supplements and oils are recommended for that system.
Gotcha.
And then
Thanks.
remember, it takes 60 to 90 days for our cells to repair. So that's why you want to do it for 3 or 4 months. Like take those supplements for 3 or 4 months, and then you could re-quiz yourself at that time and then see where you're at. Like 30 days is not enough time for things to get fixed. Like you could feel better immediately, but for your cells to completely repair and regrow at 60 to 90 days. Okay. So page 20, share. We all have strengths. Some of us have social media presence. Some get along great with people individually. Some have never met a stranger, and some can command a room when they walk in. As you start your Young Living business, don't change how you communicate with others. This is not the time to start a public Facebook page or experiment with a different social media platform. Use the strengths you already have while being open to fine tuning. And I like at Most Powerful Women, there was these super enrollers that they were like blogging, and they had, hundreds of thousands of followers, and then they got into Young Living and they're enrolling like thousands and thousands of people. I'm not going to do that because I have no interest in writing a blog, and that's not my strength. People that already have that's great. But at first I was like, well, this isn't going to work because I'm not going to do that. Well, I don't have to. You don't have to do any of that. And then they're also now watching because so many people are growing so quickly through like that type of this online stuff and they're not taking the time to educate their members, like with the books and helping them get started and everything that we do, everything we learn from Connie, and then we just keep doing, repeating, that there's a lot of Royal Crowns that they're watching over the next 5-10 years to see how their business is sustained. Because you can do a ton of enrollments, but if you don't have that personal touch and there's not a connection and you're not helping, they're just going to drop right off. So I mean, they're just working. Whereas remember, Connie's enrolled 108 people in 18 years, but she does a really good job of showing them the value and really helping them. And that's why she has customers that have ordered every single month for 18 years through Essential Rewards, because she did a good job at the beginning, and then you don't need to have millions of enrollments. So social media, facts tell, stories sell. There's a lot of truth to that. By telling your story and your experience, how you feel when you use the product, you are going to help others to understand how they feel when they use your product. There is so much to say about social media, and with as fast as it's changing, I want you to go to the experts. There are countless books, articles, and videos on the subject, so I encourage you to search that out. That being said, don't start something just because you think that it will sell oils. Do something that is true to you. One-on-ones. It might be slower starting, but by meeting people one-on-one, you are going to accomplish a lot of things. You're forming a relationship, a friendship with that person. Friendships lead to trust, and with trust, there's a lot that you can accomplish in this business. You can ask the right questions, find out why that person is interested in a healthier lifestyle or product lineup, and our product lineup. What do you want? What do they want to accomplish? This allows you to tailor your conversation. You can enroll that member easier. Instead of asking a general question, who's ready to get started, you can read body language, ask questions, address hesitancies privately. It's a personal connection, one that will help take your business and that member much farther. And that's primarily how I'm growing. Is the personal conversations, whether it's on the phone, even Facebook messaging, reaching out to people. And then for anyone that's local that can come over, I don't have a set schedule of classes, but whoever I'm talking to, like at the beginning, whoever I was talking to, then when they were kind of to a point where I set up a class and invited them. And I think that month I had 12 enrollments. That's the biggest month I've ever had. But it's been people that were that I'd been sharing with. Then I had a class at my house. They were already interested. They trust me. They came over, and there's nothing that really compares to people hearing your voice, whether they're in your living room or you're on the phone with them. So at Sober Retreat, they said, no matter how you reach out to people, whether you find them online or they're friends in your Facebook messaging, let them hear your voice, because we all know it's not really personal when you're texting and Facebook messaging. So I'm making a point to do that now that I had heard that, because it makes a lot of sense. Like if people hear me talk about this stuff, they're going to be a lot more interested and hear how important it is than if I was just messaging with them and being like, this is so awesome. Like if they hear your voice, it's that much more powerful. Cold market is made up of people that you already know or people your friends know. A cold market is everyone else. Oh, I miss workshops, but those would be classes. And I also want, like, there's nobody here in Bagley that's doing Essential Oil 101 classes. So that's a market, like wherever you live, an easy way to find new people and a fun way, I think, although I'm not gonna be able to do it now because we'll be leaving, but having a Essential Oil 101 class, or going to nursing homes, or going to community centers and doing kind of what they do in Bemidji at that Life Full of Joy. Like people love going there. And so it's a fun way to work with other team members or friends that you're getting started with this, to work together, do something cool, meet new people, help new people, etc. But even after a year in July, August, September, October, November, a year and 4 months, I haven't even scratched the surface of people that I care about that I already know. So maybe that's something, if we're ever here more later on, I can do that. But right now I still haven't got through probably even a third of people that I want to talk to about this, just my warm market. So focus on your favorite oil or product. How do you feel when you use it? Happy, relaxed, grounded, energized, alert. Use that description and share it with one person today. So there's a little homework. So page 22, form relationships. Form stands for family, occupation, recreation, motivation. So this kind of walks you through questions to ask and how to find a need, which, you know, we all know. You don't have to talk to somebody very long to find out that they need something, whether they need it, whether their kids need it, whether their pets need it. Like, it doesn't take very long to find something that we have that could help people that we know. Hi, Michelle. She's muted. So those
Hi,
are,
Eggs. Megan. Sorry, I was muting, so I didn't make noise.
that's okay. Welcome, welcome. We're on page 23 of the book.
Okay, thank you. I've been here for a while.
Oh, okay. So on page 23 at the top, I want to explain why forming is so important. No one cares about what you have to say until they feel heard. It's a hard truth, but look at your social interactions and you'll see how true it is. When you've met someone for the first time, what made you feel heard? Probably being able to talk and tell your story. So when you have a conversation with someone else and they ask you a question, how old are your kids? You can follow up your answer with a question back to them. I have a 3- and 5-year-old. How old are yours? Asking the same thing. This is a business where we do have a catalog and products for sale. Though you are not actually taking orders, you are still selling a product based on your excitement and connection with that person's needs. You may get caught up in telling everyone everything that you know. Guilty. But that is much less important than the connection that you have with others. So instead of verbal explosions, learn about someone's love of reading, but they just feel so stressed that they can't do it anymore. That's when you can suggest setting up a diffuser with some calming oils in their reading nook. Or the mom who is so frazzled that she forgets to drink water. Suggest your favorite ingestible oil that can now be stored next to her glass water bottle. Now these amazing these products actually mean something to them. Oh, and so here it talks about the color personalities and forming. So I think that that's something that, well, these are the questions you'd ask a red. What are your priorities? Green, how important is this to you? Yellow, who would find meaning in that? Oh yeah, that's where yellow is where it goes to helping others and sharing like that. Not that we don't all want to help others, but blue, why is this important to you? The way that you connect with a person and speak their language will help both of you to feel more comfortable in that conversation. So I'm excited to learn more about this part because I haven't done that. And learning to ask more questions. Like Patty, that's one thing I love. Like when we were at the animal conference, Patty's really good at asking people questions and making you feel super special. And really, you feel that she wants to learn about you, and that is super powerful and made me feel really special. And I want to start. I want to do more of that too.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Run a workshop. Leading an event doesn't have to be intimidating. Follow these 12 steps to manage and run a successful workshop. So I think we can go through that on our own. And then it gives you some homework. Put your next workshop on your calendar. The thing about when I was doing, or not when I was, like doing a class, sometimes I have all these ideas like what I want to do, but what I've started doing, like with this class, with a couple classes I have this month, is pick a date and put it on the calendar, and then the rest is easy. Like as soon as you pick a date and figure out what you're going to teach, and you like announce that you have this class or you invite people, then the rest is easy. Like we're all smart. We can figure out what we want to talk about, and then really walking through that starter guide, Essential Oil 101, is super easy. A new thing that I'm going to do, and I did this weekend, Shelby and I had a class and Mom came too. It was going to be the raindrop, but then it was kind of cold, and the people, we were at their barn, they have like 40 Arabians, and they wanted the raindrop for their animals. But when we started talking, like they had health things going on themselves, and as soon as we started talking about this stuff, their interest at the beginning, like why we went there, was for the raindrop for the horses. As soon as we started talking about it, like just going through the starter guide, it was the people.
Yes.
And so that's what we really focused on, was how we could help these owners. And then they're like, yeah, I mean, the horses are great, but like we've got whatever going on. So it was really cool. And so what I'm going to do, and what I did, is when I was going through, my whole focus of the class was going to be on the raindrop and the animal part of this. Well, I did go through my little animal kit with what we do for our animals. But when I went through the starter guide, instead of saying, I put lemon in our water, every oil, we just talked about what you can do for humans and then how you can use those same oils for your pet. So it was kind of like a human and animal Essential Oil 101 class, super easy. And so I have another class. Patty Rackus and I are doing a class at her house this next Sunday. And she has people that are interested in animals too, but we're doing a 101. But I'll just do the same thing as we go through the starter guide. I'm just going to have everybody have a pen, and then when we talk of, the starter guide says how humans can use those oils, and then they can write on the pages how to use it for their animals, etc. And then we know once they join, then they can get the animal desk reference, and they're off and running from there. But that's an easy way to do kind of a combo class. So let's go on to 26 sign up members. This tells you how to get your link to sign up members. Let's see. Essential rewards, which our businesses will not grow without essential rewards. Like if somebody gets a starter kit and never orders again, that's not going to change their lives, and that doesn't give us a sustainable business either. Like people need to be using this. That's why we want to spend time at the beginning to help them fall in love with it and have experience some benefits, which they can only do if they're ordering, and essential rewards is the most affordable way to buy this. And auto ships are like everywhere. So currently, my coffee, I have organic coffee that's auto shipped. Our toilet paper and paper towels are auto shipped from Who Gives a Crap. Because they donate money and build toilets in other countries or something. It's super cool.
I love the toilet paper.
Yeah, it's great. And the paper towels are great. So toilet paper. Then I just signed up for 2 new ones today. This one is called Thrive Market, and so I can get my apple cider vinegar, my coconut oil, because I was getting that on Amazon, and I don't buy anything consumable on Amazon anymore since I tried getting cat food on there and my cats were puking, and then I heard they do the same thing. Like there's all these counterfeit companies that, well, they're selling Young Living oils, but they're toxic. And so I quit buying anything that I put on or in any of us on there. So I get that through Thrive, and that's auto ship. And there's another, I just did another one today. But so auto ships are everywhere. So this is like the norm. And when you go onto those websites, like you're automatically signed up for auto ship. Like you just go through it and there's no explanation about it. You save money by being on auto ship. That's the way a million different companies operate. So our essential rewards, the only difference is there's not one other auto ship that I've seen or heard of that gives as much free stuff as Young Living, which is awesome. I think one you save like 5%, and sometimes you get free shipping. So to get all the free stuff that we do through Essential Rewards is awesome. So sign up members, Essential Rewards, and teach. So when you get started with your Young Living business, the last thing I want is for you to be a walking encyclopedia. Nobody can replicate that. The more you try to know, the less people will copy you and follow in your footsteps. By limiting yourself to the top 3 suggestions, then you will have a much easier to replicate business model, and it's less overwhelming. After all, can you imagine if someone just presented you with a full catalog of 600 items and you had to pick what you wanted? So think about, what is your niche right now? Which of these categories interests you? Pick one and fill in your top 3 products. This will give you the insight in which products you should learn about and to teach others. Do we want to walk through our top 3s?
Oh.
Did someone ask something?
I think the more you love something, you know, and each of us having a favorite in Young Living of each thing, you know, and the more you love it, the more you use it, the easier it is to put that across to someone. So that's, yeah.
Yep, for sure. Let's see, let's go to 29. After my first convention experience, I realized that if I only focus on our essential oils, oh, sweet. This is what I was trying to think of. Okay. I am constantly searching for new members. That's because a member will purchase a starter kit with oils and diffuser, use them here and there, and although they may need to reorder, those oils last a long time. So in order to keep building your business, you need to keep finding new members. If, however, I am teaching our members and prospectives about the consumables from our product lineup, I will develop members for life. And I think that's why I love the supplements. I love the body systems quiz. I love the oils. The great thing about the oils is they're in everything that we have. So I'd like to talk about the sulfurzyme for one, because every human or animal should be taking sulfurzyme. because we do not get it in our soil anymore. So every body on earth is lacking sulfur. And Sulfurzyme from Young Living with the oils in it is a powerhouse for every body system. So it's like Ninja Red, those two paired together, they each improve our immune system and help every body system we have. So I love the body systems quiz. I love this new iTovi scanner I have because it tells you which oils and supplements are recommended. I just scanned the horses. It's an incredible tool. And I did send an email out to all the leaders, all my leaders about the iTovi, and then ask them if they would like to purchase one. Then they will email everybody on all their leaders so that everyone on our teams know about this iTovi, because it's a huge opportunity to help people on Essential Rewards, because it gives them a blueprint, like the body systems quiz, of which supplements and oils to try. And a lot of the recommended oils are not starter kit oils, so it just helps people take their health to the next level, which is cool. And then we know, like the Thieves products and all of that, anything extra we can get them to start using, they'll love. And then that's where you have somebody really impact their health and how you have a customer. Because any of us, like, can you imagine going back and buying your stuff at the store after using this?
No.
But if you only tell them about the oils and they get their starter kit and they use the oils, but they don't really see the importance of anything else, they'll use those oils for a while, but that's not going to do as much as, you know, the supplements and all of that stuff will do, or the toothpaste or anything else. And so what I've been doing for when people sign up, like their first Essential Rewards order, I mean, it's like they don't know everything we have right off the bat, but as you talk to them, you kind of know what they are, and then you can help them, which I'm sure this is happening. You can recommend things to get them to whatever level they want to be and to start with. And then remember, if they get a starter kit and they don't start Essential Rewards, they don't get anything free. If they get their starter kit and they start Essential Rewards, they automatically get that 100 PV from the starter kit and get the first free oil, 10% cash back. So that's almost $25 of free stuff from Young Living. And plus their first 50, 100, 200, 300 PV order, they then get the 10% and the free stuff that goes with that. So whether you think they're going to do it or not, it's our job to tell them how much, like how they can get the most bang for their buck. And so starting Essential Rewards right at the beginning. Otherwise that 100 PV is like, it's not a waste. Obviously they get a starter kit, so they replace like $1,400 worth of over-the-counter meds with it. But they can also, when they start Essential Rewards, they get that much more free stuff, which people love to get free stuff, and that gets them excited, and they get their first wellness box and they've got free stuff right off the bat. So it's cool. Transfer buying. So teach transfer buying. Transfer buying is when you replace the products you would have purchased at the store with the products from Young Living. This promotes the benefits of Essential Rewards because you aren't spending more each month. You are just spending differently. You are transferring your spending from the grocery store to your Young Living order. And then on top of that, teach about the points you get back, the loyalty gifts, the reduced shipping, the extra promos. It's a no-brainer. And then, so of course, our free shipping came after this book was printed. So now we even have the free shipping subscription. Step 1, go through each room of your home. On the transfer buying worksheet, highlight the products you have in your home. Look at your options from Young Living and write down what products you will try. Select at least 100 PV from the list. Remember, if you go above that, you earn more free products and points. And it's, that's this is a relationship business, and it's a strategic business. You have to be thinking, and you have to figure out how to help people find the value in this. So if somebody's just on Essential Rewards and they're ordering 50 PV a month, they're not getting anything free, and they're getting $5 cash back a month. That's not a huge savings. And everybody, it doesn't matter on their budget. Everybody is spending $50 a month somewhere on stuff that we have. So the more you can show them about transfer buying, the more value they're going to get. And so these sheets are really handy. And this would be like a great, once someone enrolls, a good follow-up thing to do with them to help them start going through. Page 32, make a challenge. For many of you, and for anybody that hasn't, like, this is always a work in progress. So the more we're learning and the more stuff we use, the more we can help different people with different things. And so as we're going through these books, like, this is a great thing to make sure that we've transferred our buying, that we are not buying any of the stuff that we can get from Young Living somewhere else, because even as a member, that doesn't make any sense. And then definitely if you're building a business, the more you buy from yourself, the faster your business is going to grow, because you're going to learn about more things. Your belief in what we're doing and how amazing this stuff is going to grow, etc. And the gift part is huge too. Like, buying gifts, I think, like, we don't buy any gifts anywhere. We don't buy anybody anything anymore if it's not Young Living. And so that's an easy way to spend more money through your own account, buy from yourself, and then that's sharing. Like, that's helping somebody, that's blessing somebody. Anything we can give them from Young Living is huge. For many of you, let's see, make a change challenge. So we can read through that. Like, these are all ideas that any of us can do. And like this, make a change challenge. Like, if anybody that's on here or anybody that watches this recording, like, if that gets you excited and that sounds fun to you, like, do it in our group. Remember that Young Living Oilers is for all of our people, and the more we all contribute, the better it gets. But that's also a pretty awesome place to practice. Like, if you have a class that you want to teach and you haven't, but you kind of want to get some experience doing it, teach it in Young Living Oilers. Like, everybody there loves Young Living, whether they're new or not. If they're new, they're excited about it. If they've been there, they love it. And it's a pretty easy audience to practice on. And you can just say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this class. I thought I wanted to practice in here and see what you guys think, and then do your class. That'd be awesome. If you think this Make a Change challenge is fun, do that in there. Try things. So it's a great group you can experiment in too. The earning opportunity per the most recent income disclosure statement, because most of Young Living members are just that, members. This is wonderful because it means that a vast majority of our product users, millions of people, are so in love with our products that they continue to purchase them without earning any income. And I think that's important too. You know, we say by sharing and building a business, you can get your products paid for. Well, there's a lot of people that don't care. They're going to buy this stuff regardless. And that's the majority of Young Living members. They don't share it. They use it themselves. They get the benefits, and they don't tell anybody about it. So obviously, like, what we want to do is show them how easy it is to share and how life-changing it is to help people do this, and how fun it is when we're all doing this together, to increase the percentage of our members. And our team overall, the rates of people that are sharing in our group are very, very high compared to other Young Living teams. So that's awesome too. Like, we're showing people, and people want to do this with us, which is awesome, because that just means we can help more people, because we can't go out and save the world on our own. We need everybody else helping too. So I've learned the hard way, at least let them know that the business opportunity exists. It's not a requirement, but it provides a very real way of earning income, or at least paying for your products. And so there's an example of what to say. See, this is where they would show that they use this book. So they'll send, let's see, I'm just going to read this. Hi, so-and-so, I'm so thrilled that you have been loving your Young Living products like I have. They have made quite a difference in both of us, haven't they? I've never slept better. I want to let you know in the last 10 months, I've been using and loving Young Living, and I have decided to share the products with others so they can feel as good as I do. I love how you inspire others through your posts about whatever. If I sent you a copy of Oil, Share, Repeat, would you spend 20 minutes a day for the next 3 days reading it? Then we can talk about it when you're done. So that's a good way to incorporate this book. Even if they haven't come out and said, I love this, I want to share it, this is a great way to start the conversation and get them interested, and then they can read this book. Which even if they read this book and then didn't want to share, which this shows them how easy it is, so they probably would, this is going to get you, they're going to learn like the transfer buying, the essential rewards, like this is a great book to get them really on board, at least for themselves and their family, which is awesome. So make a list of 3 people that would benefit from the Young Living business, 2 people that you think have great personalities for it, and 1 person that you are going to talk to today. Using your resources as a way to further educate your members, utilize the health goals worksheet and transfer buying form in the back of this book and via our website. So you can go on their website and download all the attachments that are in this book and get larger sheets to share. Repeating the steps, now we get to repeat. In the pages that follow, you will learn the systems to repeat over and over again to grow your business. Your goal is to have self-sustaining legs. This means that others do what you are doing. It doesn't mean that they are you, because you are unique. You bring gifts and talents to the tables that many others may not, or that others may not be able to copy. Nobody can be you, and they shouldn't try to be. But they can take your system or systems outlined in this book and make it work for them. This is a duplication of steps and systems. It's utilizing something like this book, something that anyone can pick up, follow as a guide, and then run with the business. It's having a set way of doing things that can be copied easily. Can you still add your own pizzazz and pop to make your business unique? Yes, absolutely. But don't feel like you need to or should reinvent the wheel. Stick to things that make the business grow. Focus on the hub, using oils and personal development, sharing with education, enrollments, and empowering others, repeating the process over and over again. This section of the book is where I will talk about the systems that you can put in place now and to have a thriving business right now and all the way through as a diamond. Believe me, if you start this now, you will save yourself a lot of worry and headaches later. So there's some homework in the blue box. Income producing activities are things you should be doing to actively grow your business. For something to be an IPA, you should be able to track the effectiveness on your current month's paycheck. Yes, you can have a thriving Young Living business just by accomplishing these tasks. And you can work 40 hours a week and have 0 members on your team. It's all based on if the type of work that you are doing is bringing in income. So she put the IPAs into 3 E's: educate, enroll, empower. And the hub, this is the foundation of it all. It is your oil usage and how comfortable you are with the product. And along with that is your personal development. This is so important because it will lay the foundation for how successful you are with your IPA tasks. Please hear me out on this. You need personal development. You should have a love of these products and a basic understanding. You do not need to master either of these before you start sharing and building a business. If I had waited until I knew it all, you wouldn't be sitting here today. And that was a quote from Gary. So there's a list of IPAs, which I think we can kind of read through when we're doing homework. Share a tidbit, teach monthly about the monthly promo, attend and edify events led by others, be present and active in business and member groups. I guess I'll just read aloud. Use products in public, share on social media, 1 oil post per 5 personal posts, add value to others' lives with a story, carry samples and exchange information, and then enroll. Enroll at least 2 members every month for growth. Teach 1 product-centered workshop each month. Edify and market 1 product-centered workshop from an upline for your organization to attend. Remember, Connie always says, events grow your business. Like, there's nothing more powerful than getting your people to an event, whether it's a class taught by a team member, a class taught by your upline, a class you teach. Getting people in the same room with other people that are doing this is powerful. Empower, respond to all communication, following 5 new people daily, commenting and engaging in content, commenting on 5 existing member or prospective member threads daily, checking with 0 PV members, sending private messages. So these are just good. I think she might have a thing you can print out on IPAs to just kind of strategize and get your day planned out and just check off as you do these things. Organizing your IPAs. It's one thing to commit to doing them, it's another to organize yourself. There are many different ways to have an effective system in place. Some are planner people, some love notebooks, some are all digital. Below are some of my favorite tools. Virtual Office. You can access each member's account information and simple stats via My Organization and their name. Use the Notes tab to write information such as their preferred contact method, personal details, and incentives sent. Get into the habit of jotting notes down immediately after each conversation. So I started using the notes, I don't know how long ago it was, but I love it. So if I send, a new member, when I enroll them, I take notes and then I go into the notes section and I'll put like what their health concerns are, if they're interested in animals. And then when I send them information, because it's hard to remember who you send what, when I send them information, I put notes in there so I know. And the same with leaders. Like when I send the 4-year career, I put a note in there so I know I did it. Same with animals. If I send the animal flyer or that little animal flyer or whatever I send, it's helpful to use that note section. And then you have it wherever you are. So I used to have like a file, but I don't have that I don't have my papers everywhere. To-do list. This is where I put all of my to-do lists and IPA activities. Certain apps will sync with your phone and computer, and you can even invite other users to access your lists and assign tasks to them. Plus, you can assign due dates, reminder notification, repeated events, so this can easily be your everything accountability tools. And I don't know, I like using Google Calendar. So Scott says I put everything on here like, I don't even remember what he says, but he thinks I'm ridiculous because everything I have is on here. But I use the reminder tab. So like, let's say I know tomorrow I want to send a couple people the Fearless book. So I already have it. So wherever I'm at, I just go to Monday and I put a reminder, send so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm done. And then when that day comes, it pops up so I remember. And if Monday comes and Mondays are crazy and I can't do it Monday, I just edit it and move it to Tuesday. So that I'm not forgetting, and then I don't have lists and everything piled up here, which if you saw my desk right now, like it's super piled up. But the reminder thing is super helpful, and the calendar on there. I also have, I have this big planner, or there's this the game plan one that's helpful, like any of the Young Living planners, because it helps you kind of do some IPAs and stuff like that. I don't write everything on here because I use my digital calendar. But what I do is like, if I have to go somewhere during the week, I kind of set my week up like that. Like the farrier's coming on Thursday, so that's on here. I'm doing a class on Sunday, so that's on here. So that it's sitting on my desk, and I can kind of, on Mondays, I do my thing for the week, and I just write down the big things so that I can kind of see what's going to happen. Patty, do you have that sheet that you sent me with your goals on it, or for your week?
I do. And I just used a simple notebook.
I loved it. Like this,
Yeah.
she texts this to me and she's like, this is my goals for the week. Not that you have to do anything, but she said it makes me accountable if I send it to you. And it was awesome. So, I mean, it can be as simple as anything. Like I'm a Virgo and I'm super OCD. So I do a lot of things that probably are probably time wasters and not productive, but.
Well, and I don't know, can you see that? That was mine. And I haven't checked off some of them that I did already, but I felt like making myself, that's exactly why I did it, is because I made myself accountable. I don't expect Megan to say, did you do this or did you not? It was for me. And then I'd be like, I don't know about you guys. If you tell Megan that you're going to do something and you don't do it, she would never say a word to you. But the way you feel about it because you haven't completed it is probably, and it's just to motivate me more and be accountable.
Yeah, and so she had the dates of the week, the things that she wanted to get done this week, and then 5 new people she was going to talk to about Young Living. And so it was really awesome. So that's an idea too. And then it gives,
if you don't do it, then just move it forward to the next, move it forward to the next week. I cannot be hard on myself. So if I don't do it, then I'll just move it to the next week and keep on working towards that goal. So.
yep. Yeah, that's awesome. So here's an IPA schedule. So this is super helpful. This to remember as your teams start growing, things to look for in virtual office that help you manage your business. And we're super lucky that we're in network marketing, and so Young Living built all this stuff for us so we can manage our own. They put all the tools in place. We get to use it for free. And then these are tips on how to use virtual office to manage your business. Like I'm in virtual office every day. Well, it's up on my screen all day long, so I can check and see if somebody's order didn't process, etc. And so here's a list of things to kind of help keep you organized and on the way. And then it references on page 39 for an expanded list and how-to scripts. Consult with Propel. I wouldn't worry about getting that book right now. That Connie gave it out at the retreat she just did that Mom Brittany and Mom Brittany Pam went to. And she'd given me one too, and I like it, but this is all you need right now. So just do this one, and then maybe at like silver, then we can give our leaders the Propel book, because then that's like kind of next steps and builds on this. But this book, if you use it and do these things, like this will get you where you want to be. New member and prospective check-ins. So this is a great way to follow up with members, questions to ask, week 1, week 2, etc. And you kind of make these your own. I had uploaded the checklist that I'm using in our Young Living Business Builders group. So I have one for leaders and I have one for members, and that's been super helpful. So I just have for members, I just have a folder on my desk for new members, and I have the new members in there on their sheets. So at the beginning of every week, I just go through it, see where I'm at with them, so nobody falls through the cracks. And then once it's been 3-4 weeks and they're comfortable with Essential Rewards, etc., then this new member form goes in another file. But it's an easy way so I don't forget who's recently enrolled, and then I have a checklist of what I'm doing, what we're working on. And so you can download those forms, and if you do things differently, just tweak it, like download it in Word and change it, take my name off, put your name on, and use those, because I'm finding it really helpful. And if you guys want to use those, that's why I uploaded them. Make them your own, and if you read through something in here that you really like, add it on your checklist, etc. Professionalism and conscious language. Simply put, conscious language is what got us in to become a strong and formidable team. It is what has built this community. It is the positive and warm and fuzzy feeling you get when you hear me talk about these oils. Conscious language is using your vocabulary precisely. Instead of picking my brain, let's call it what it is. Let's have a mind-expanding conversation. Instead of, I really want to become a silver. No, stop, delete. I am a silver with a team of strong leaders and motivated members. It's not that you're speaking lies. You are putting out into the world what you desire to come back. Words have meaning. Own the meaning of them. Be intentional and know that your brain is listening to what you say. I'll tell you my example of conscious language before I even knew what it was. I was a new builder and starting to grow our local community. I hosted monthly dinners, and only 2 to 3 people would show up. But I would enthusiastically talk about our amazing community of oilers. We share ideas, laugh, talk about oil usage. And we have wonderful dinners. Did I lie? Nope, not at all, because for those that came, that's exactly what we did. Within months, well, it happened. We now have dinners with many times the numbers from the beginning, and we are growing. I put out in the world what I envisioned, and look where it led. Did it hurt me to say it? No. The growth is there in the numbers. I'll tell you something else that happened. I've experienced great success in enrollments. You want to know how I did it? Before vendor shows or workshop, I will say with spirit, I am attracting confident, excited, and determined women to me by sharing Young Living. And boy, did I. Several were members of other companies. Some were members of competitors, and some were strangers. I said that I would bring them in, and I did. So as you're starting with conscious language, just take one word and delete it from your vocabulary. Maybe start with want. Want means a lack in something, so you are always trying to come from behind. Is that really how you want to go through life? No. So maybe instead of I want, say I am attaining or I am achieving. Do it for 1 week and see how it feels. Do you desire to change one more thing from your vocabulary? Try and maybe. Right now, I want you to stand up. Did you? The answer is either yes or no. So you didn't try at all. You stood up or you didn't. Make a choice and stick by it. Try is just another word for no. You will be amazed at what that little change will do for your life. So this sounds like a fun one. We'll do that. We can do that as homework. Create an affirmation, write it out, tape it to your bathroom mirror, say it to yourself every morning, every day, morning and night. And then there's extra credit and extra credit. Understanding educational opportunities. Let's see. That I think we can read on our own. And then just so you know, like our team, we have, all of us business builders have Entrepreneurers, which is Connie's business team. We also have Young Living Oilers Business Builder. We also have Young Living Oilers. Then we have the Member University and the Business Builder University. So those are all free tools that we have, and those are there for us to use. Like the Member University and then the Business Builder one, I just took everything basically from Oilers and the Business Builder and put it in there because it's a lot more easy to find things, and then it's a great tool just kind of walk through. And that really, I guess, like the 4-year career we had talked about reading earlier, like I would say that's a great book to read, but also, I mean, I have Connie's interview with Eric Worre, which I think is powerful. Like as a business leader, walking through the business university and watching those videos, those are all videos that impacted my business. And so I put them in there for a reason. And so that's an easy, free tool that you all have to use. And then you can share that with your new leaders. So that's a powerful thing that we have and makes it easy instead of having to find everything in a bunch of different places. Getting paid, to put it simply, you make money with Young Living when you enroll someone with a starter kit and they make additional purchase. If they sign up a new member, you make a smaller commission from that purchase too. While you are a distributor star, senior star, and executive, you can get paid in 4 different ways. The Start Living bonus is the $25 we get that we turn around and we gift them books. And whatever books you decide you want your member to have, I mean, that's your gig. This is your business. Whatever you think will help them be the most successful, you pick what you like. Fast Start bonus, that's why we get 25% the first 3 months. Rising Star bonus, 1, 3, and 6 shares for having 3, 5, and 7 active legs in your organization. Building Silver, Platinum, Royal Crown, Diamond. Unilevel commission, so you earn a commission between 4 to 8% of the PV of the purchases by members on various levels in your organization. And then remember, after, like, that's all we have to put into our business is 100 PV to get paid, which, you know, we obviously when we transfer buying, we spend more than that, but that's a pretty, that's our main expense right there. We don't have to spend a lot to get the money that we'll get from this. How much do you need to spend each month? If you want to earn the $50 bonus, you just need to do 50 PV. To earn a full commission on other purchases, you need to spend 100 PV. So there's online tutorials about the compensation plan. We just went through that last class that we did, we kind of walked through what's in the Let's Talk Comp plan. And there's stuff in Virtual Office too. Do a web search for simple explanation. So basic, I mean, does everybody understand the comp plan, or does anyone have questions about that? And I think I'll just, because I have this right here, and I put these in Young Living Business Builders just so you see the average time and the average income for everyone at each level. Like star average check is $75 a month. Senior star average is $235 a month. Executive average is $500 a month. Silver average is $2,000 a month. Gold average $5,600 a month. Platinum average almost $14,000 a month. Diamond $35,000 a month. Crown Diamond $65,000 a month, and Royal Crown $145,000 a month. Now I'll have to look like Scott. I'm building under Scott, so his leg is at executive. So the average, so my silver check is around $2,000, $2,200 a month. And then I also, well, I mean, he gets it. I get it. I also get it, but Scott's getting $500 a month. So I just take whatever, like I buy. So this could be helpful for anyone, like husbands, boyfriends, whatever. I mean, I'm building under Scott because I know he's not going anywhere. And I buy, under my account, I buy stuff for my business that I write off. So raindrop class oils, anything new, you can write it off once if you're using it for classes. So any of that stuff, I do the at least 300 PV a month under my own stuff that I write off for Young Living on my taxes. Then everything else we order, I put it under Scott's order. So our shampoo, conditioner, anything personal goes under his order, and then I just take off whatever his commission is a month, and then we split it in half. But basically, Young Living covers everything that we're ordering, which is awesome. So that's a benefit of building, of having that second, like a husband account, and building under another. You get another revenue stream also. So I mean, that's how we use that part of it. And then we get double the free stuff every month too. And double the Essential Rewards points. Let's see, getting paid. Setting up for success, strategic placement. The only video I ever watched on this that told me exactly what I needed to know is, it's called Strategic Placement, and I have it in the Business University. It's super simple, and it shows you how legs work, and it shows you how to structure your business, because you don't want to have everybody on your first line. You need your legs to grow, and so that video does a really good job of showing strategic placement and how to start building. And then so there's that. Mom, can you read? This is Scott. So he's going up the mountain, and I'm going to just talk to him quick because I won't be able to for a while. Can you just take over where, or anyone on page 48, and I'll be right back. Hello? Hey, I'm on a conference call.
Okay, I'll read because I can. Were we at the top of it? Because I kind of lost it, but
I think so.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So because you are starting this business off with gusto and having success at signing up new members, conscious language talking here, we feel the need to make sure you understand some basics on how to lay out your team. You can get even more in-depth explanation in Propel. There are two schools of thought. One, find your goal paycheck using the Young Living income disclosure statement. Now take however many legs you need to get there and add one. That's going to be what you will work to build your restructure. 2, aim for the top and set yourself up for 7 legs. 6 needed for Royal Crown Diamond, plus 1 extra for PGV. What?
You did that. Your eyes went up at the same time mine did. I'm like,
I'm
what's that?
I was trying to think of what that is, but it's personal growth value, right? I think that's what that stands for.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so how do you actually get those legs moving along? Strategic placement. This is where you continue as the enroller and make the new member's sponsor be someone in a different downline. How do you choose where they go? First, look at geography. You can build your legs based on where people live. After all, local communities can make this business stronger. Next, consider family relationships or friendships. If someone knows another person who is already a member, then that's a natural sponsor option. Finally, look at who is actively using essential oils or might be a potential business builder in the future. Having a downline that you would help build could be the motivation that you need to move forward in the business in a big way. If the personalities might match up, then that could be a great partnership. Regardless, when I strategically place someone, I always have a conversation with the new sponsor to make sure that they are committed to staying on Essential Rewards with a minimum purchase of 100 PV so that they can earn commission. I also always set up a 3-way conversation with the new member, sponsor, and myself so that everyone can be on the same page and get to know each other. My end goal is to build a relationship between the sponsor and new member so that I can be there, but I am not necessary for the successful experience for that new member. So how do you explain it to people? To the sponsor? Do you guys want me to read that?
I think we're probably all going to go back over the book and reread it. So no big deal. You don't have to read it.
Okay. Okay, so there is no magic ball. Just because you do all the right steps doesn't mean that you are going to have the perfect number of legs that all continue on Essential Rewards. Indefinitely, sorry, that's the wrong word. And decide to grow their business because of your help. It may happen, but it may not. And you may end up lopsided. There is no correct answer, as a lot of it will come from your instinct. This is a time when, if you are looking at places for new members, talk to your upline who can help you strategize. Remember, the best option is to group people together based on what you have learned from forming and building the relationship and knowing what you already know about your business builders and placing them there. It's intuition, reading people, and relationship building.
Thanks, Mary. So yeah, I like that last part. Like if you have questions as you're building and you just talk to your enroller or sponsor and they can strategize and help you figure out where to place people. I love that part, figuring how I can match people up and put people in different spots where I think that they'll be the most successful. And so this part is fun. And it's strategizing and you never really know how it's going to work out. But there is a method to our madness. Like you just don't willy-nilly throw people around or don't just keep everyone on your main line. So I was trying to find, I don't know if it was an old Rising Star, but I'm still looking for, I had printed when I first started, and really I guess it's easy to draw, but you just put your 6 or 7 legs, and then you kind of figure out who you want at the tops and then fill in that way. But you know, you can have a like anybody that I know because of Scott goes under Scott, so that's easy. Any family on my mom's side goes with my mom because I know she does an amazing job taking care of people, and so that makes sense. Anybody, so you just kind of look at it that way on how your legs go, and then in people under those legs, you can place people to wherever it makes sense. So you always reach out if you have questions. So let's see, page 50, the wellness line. This is a good one, and I'm constantly struggling with this, like to be compliant, but it is easier. Like at the beginning, I was so frustrated. I'm like, I can't even say anything, but you can really get your point across without. But that's my favorite part about having private classes, is that I can say what I want to, what I really want to say. But publicly, and that's you know, on Facebook. Or I'm also learning some things from this animal conference I've talked to on the phone, because I'd asked this Robin Montague, I had talked to her on the phone the other day about the raindrop, because I'd asked her a question. She's like, can you call me? So I called her, and she's like, you're a Young Living member, right? And I was like, yeah. And I said, oh, this is over. She's like, okay, well, I'll tell you. She said, I wouldn't put this in writing. So, I mean, there's even, and I guess I should have kind of knew that, but even in our emails and Facebook Messenger and like Young Living Oilers, because the FDA can monitor all of that, I guess I feel like maybe when I'm way up here, then I should start doing that, but I really need to start doing it now. Like even writing things that can be, you know, everything can be screenshotted. Supposedly the FDA monitors our private Facebook groups as well. So Young Living Oilers, I should, like sometimes arthritis is brought up in there and some diseases. So I really should go back through there and delete any of that stuff. And then we should just make sure that if we see something like that, that we remove it. But she told me some really interesting stuff about the raindrop that, well, that I can't type. So if you're interested, call me. But so that was really showed me like the importance of compliance. And it's not even just protecting us, it's protecting Young Living mainly. Like we don't want them to get shut down. So I'm going to work very hard on cleaning up my non-compliant mouth. So safe zone is normal body functions and systems. And I just noticed I had printed something on the raindrop, and it says helps the body's normal anti-inflammatory response, which what an easy way to say compliantly that it helps with pain, supports normal anti-inflammatory response. So Young Living oils and products support these normal functions and systems. No claims made and no ailments made. So remember, we can't say that this stuff does anything that there's a drug for. So depression, any of it. Below the wellness line would be talking about abnormal body functions and systems, saying that Young Living oils and products can take your health from below the line to above it, making disease claims and listing specific ailments. The one thing I got a chuckle of is I had shared in Young Living Oilers, I think, the say this, don't say that sheet from Young Living, and you can find it in Virtual Office. But so it tells you, I don't know where I put it, but it basically has a compliant and a non-compliant way to say things. So that sheet right there tells you like the non-compliant way. So I mean, on that sheet, it really would tell somebody, I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I got a chuckle out of it. It's like, I can't believe they can say that, but it's saying, say this, don't say that. But it has the uncompliant thing written right there. So you're like, if you were new, you'd be like, oh yeah, that works for that. Okay, cool. Sorry, that was a rabbit trail. Young Living has created some wonderful information regarding what you can and cannot say. Those are all in the Virtual Office, so that's always a good thing to take a look at. And you know, I probably, even at my classes where I like to say the non-compliant stuff, because maybe that's like I don't want to be told what to do or what I can and cannot say. And so maybe when I'm at a class, I feel like I can say it kind of like it's a swear word. Like I can say stuff that somebody says I can't publicly. But Connie never talks uncompliantly. And I think that is probably something that I should start doing even, well, I mean, I guess the classes I've been to from hers were public, but even privately, like she just doesn't say anything uncompliant. So that's probably a great way to be, because you can get the gist across about how powerful this stuff is without saying anything uncompliant. And then if you are saying uncompliant stuff, which I have been at classes, it's like other people are probably going to do that too. And so it's probably easier just to not talk uncompliantly and even at like animal conference, well, they can't say, they had to be super compliant there. They just kept saying, check out your reference or look in your desk reference. And I mean, that's a good way, because at the end of the day, people need to put some time and research into this, and those tools are super handy and easy to find anything that they need to know. So when you're sharing publicly, an easy way is just, if you're not sure how to say it or if it's compliant, just look at the Young Living website, because they say as much as they possibly can, but are still compliant. So we can say how they make us feel, that they support living a life with wellness, purpose, and abundance, da 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 da. So we can read through those. So this is page 52, a do and don't guide from other leaders. Don't announce on social media that you sell oils and message me if interested. They always say, like, people are going to reach out to you if they're interested. Don't try to know it all or wait to share until you're an expert. I will never know it all. Like Gary Young would always say, he doesn't know it all. Like, we're all constantly learning. All you need to know is use this stuff and love it, and then you just share that. You don't need to know everything about everything. And Connie still, like, I'll ask her stuff sometimes and she's like, I don't know the answer to it, but I'll find out and get back to you. And that's the same thing we do. No matter what level you're at, we're not going to know everything. And I guess that goes back to the compliant thing. So if somebody asks what they can use for what, we don't have to know. We give them a pocket reference. They can look in there. For their animals, they can get the desk reference, and then we don't have to know everything. And we really want them to be empowered to look things up and make their own choices. Otherwise, they're just trading a doctor for us, and that doesn't make them any better off. Don't cut and paste from other sources. Don't give in to analysis paralysis. Keep it simple. Don't think you know everything about this business. Don't start a separate business profile for each of your social media outlets. Don't think that people will always come to you. Just put all of your new members, don't just put all your members on your level 1. Don't get distracted by multiple avenues. Stick to one business. Don't get caught up in the short-term benefits of friends adding on to your orders. Oh, I think that's like if you order for other people, which that's not going to grow your business. That doesn't empower anybody to do anything on their own. And that really is, I think it's like, that's pretty selfish, because you're just getting free stuff and cash back, and that person just the same, like, they're not empowered to have their own account and order their own stuff. I wouldn't order groceries for somebody else. I wouldn't order their Amazon orders for somebody else. Like, they just get their own account. That's how they change their lives, and that's how your business grows. Don't compare yourself and your business to others. Run your own race. We all are going to grow at different rates. We do what we do. Do share a story of product usage. Know how to say, I don't know. Let's go find that answer together. Do use your own voice and personality. Jump in and know that you will learn as you go. Nothing changes in your comfort zone. So if you're not doing something right now because you're waiting until you're brave enough, or you think you won't be so scared about it, that's not going to happen. You have to do this to get comfortable with it. And the more classes you teach, whether it's Facebook or in person, or the more people you reach out to, it just gets easier and easier and more fun and more fun and more fun and more fun. Oh, Michelle had dropped off, but her and I were just talking. We'll have coffee whenever we can on the phone. And we really, like, this continues to get more and more fun the longer that we do it. And I mean, like, every time we talk, we're amazed at how amazing this has been and how it continues. We're like, just when you thought it couldn't get any better than this, like, every growth area, or as you grow and learn and whatever, it just gets better and better and better, which obviously is really cool. So don't wait, just do it, because the more you do it, the faster you're going to grow and the more amazing it gets. Understand that the business changes, and it's good to change with it. Tap into the resources provided by your upline. And then I had mentioned before, so when even they started, when you get to executive, you have a private Facebook group that's Young Living corporate staff at Silver, and then you have your own customer support line. At Silver, same thing. I'm in a group with other Silvers around the world, and it's put on by corporate, so they have different trainers that come in every month and teach us awesome things. We have our own membership support number. We have a text line. We can just text them questions. So at every rank, starting at executive, you get some other cool free training from Young Living, which is fun. So you're just learning and meeting other people that are doing this, which is cool. Start a follow-up system early. This will get you in a good habit so you can grow your business exponentially. Follow-ups are not about selling, but they are about connecting with people. Increased sales will follow. Work with your upline to strategize and utilize strategic placements. See the big picture and how much potential exists in this business without the extra side hustles. Encourage empowerment by allowing them to purchase their own membership and starter kit, and understand that you are unique and your situation is your own. Take the ups and downs and allow it to inspire you to further greatness. They had talked a lot about personal development. Like Connie said, every rank she got to, she'd get stuck, and she was there because of her own thinking. So that's where the personal development comes. So if you feel like you're not making progress or whatever, jump in, do some personal development, and then you will move forward. And the thinking and the thoughts that we have are incredibly powerful, because if you believe that you can do something, you can do it. We can do anything we put our minds to, and whatever we believe, we can achieve. And so a really powerful thing where I would add to that at the beginning, where it talks about recommended books, if you haven't watched the movie The Secret, that was a life changer for me, and I watched it like in the early 2000s. I heard about it from a friend. You can get it on Netflix, I guess, or you can get it, like, order it from thesecret.tv, or, you know, you'll find it wherever you want to. But that's a really powerful movie about the power of our thoughts. And there's a guy that talks about a vision board in there, and has a really powerful story. So that's a fun one to watch, and that will, wherever your business is at, if you haven't seen that movie, or like even a refresher, you'll move forward. Okay, so here's page 54. They're talking about why network marketing. Gary and Mary chose MLM structure for Young Living so they could focus on product development and running the business. This allows those using the products to market, educate, and recruit as desired. And so what they took, let's say it's 25% that normal companies would spend on marketing and store shelves and all of that. They take that 25% and they give it to us. So the whole commission structure, like how their commissions are paid out, and then expenses of whatever, they're just using that money and giving it to us so that we can do the legwork around, and then they can do other things. And it's basically just using your network of friends and their friends to make connections and build relationships. I don't even think pyramid schemes were a thing. They've been gone for so long, but a pyramid scheme is like you sell somebody something and they never get anything for it. So it's totally not this. And then, Brittany was over when we did this class here last Tuesday. And one of the gals had said something about pyramid scheme. And she's like, what does a normal corporate structure look like? Who's at the top? Who else can get to the top? Nobody. Like, in a regular company, it is set up like a pyramid. This is their shape. where the top is the CEO and nobody gets above the owner or the CEO. Whereas with Young Living, it's like this, like there's no limit to who can make it to the top. We all can be at the top, which is awesome compared to corporate America or any other business structures where you have a boss and then you have employees. With Young Living, we're all equal. There's no income. Traditional retail, 30 to 40% to corporate, 50 to 60% to warehouse, 20% kept at local store. So for network marketing, 50% to corporate for sales, packaging, warehouse, customer service, and events. 50% is given to independent distributors. So I had read the 25%, but I'm going to go with this one. So they give half to us to do our jobs and build our own businesses. Benefits of a network marketing structure, you are your own boss. You don't have to keep stock or manage distribution. Residual income and unending earning possibilities, cutting the market middleman. And then you guys can go through these terms too. So then at the back, there's just some handouts. You can do the monthly business goals, business tracker, which this business tracker this is another thing that Connie talks about, writing, like writing your numbers down is super powerful. So you could fill out one of these every month with where your business is at. I have this in a spreadsheet because I'm a typer, but I should probably stop doing that and write it out. So I keep track of all these numbers in a spreadsheet, and that I had put up, I think it's in Entrepreneur's, but I could send it to you if you want it. Otherwise, again, you can get the big versions of this. They talk about it in this book, or just make a copy of this and print out copies before you write in your book. Monthly goals, wellness workshop notes. So just some helpful things at the end, daily affirmations. And that's the end of the book. So does anyone have questions about anything at all, like about this book or anything? How about, what do you think about this book?
I think it is really helpful for me because I feel like, you know, I started and then I had a little hiatus or stop. But in the meantime, I've kind of been limping along and, you know, got Maya involved. And so I feel it's something that we can do together, but there's so much that I don't know that it's kind of hard sometimes because I feel really isolated. And I know I'm not, but it's kind of a time factor. So I don't know how to unisolate myself because things like this are just really helpful for me to think about things and to do on my own. But I just need more talking to people that are doing it, I guess.
Cool. So like the monthly call, so we'll have a monthly call in a couple weeks, and maybe that monthly call for November, our monthly team call, we can all go through these books between now and then. So that gives us a couple weeks. And then that can be part of our call, is to go through any questions we have from the book, what we're working on, what differences we've noticed in our businesses since we went through this book, things like that. And then, you know, we have Young Living Business Builders where we can post and ask questions or whatever, Entrepreneur's, and then, you know, lots of resources if we need, but you need to just reach out to, you know, Michelle if you're feeling stuck or to get some advice. And that it will be nice with you, Maya. I love doing this with my mom. Like, I am so happy that she's doing this it's incredible. So that should be really fun. And Maya really hit the ground running, and so this should be really fun for you guys to do together. And reaching out and talking on the phone. Like Mom and I talked on the phone all the time at the beginning. We don't as much anymore, but we still do. So
Right, your conversation kind of changes as you grow.
Yeah.
Because now I'm learning things from her too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I learn things from everybody. Like, you know, that's the cool thing, is that we all have, you can learn from everybody. Mom, what'd you think about the book?
I like the book, and I was going to say that, you know, if I went through this book in 3 weeks from now, I would still learn.
Yeah.
Refresh what you know and continue growing. So I think basically just doing the Fields Guide, hit the ground running, and you have to just keep going back and reassuring yourself that you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, I did like the book because it makes it keeps it pretty simple, I think. Even though it's a lot of information to cover in a short period of time, just keep going through it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to go back through it and do the homework part and think about things and get goals set up. And
you know, the income producing activities, what page was that on? I was just looking at it. You know, work on your business, the educate your prospects, enroll people, and then follow up.
yep. And then just remember, one person at a time. So you don't have to go get 5,000 people, just one. Pick one person you want to help. And then pick the next person you want to help. And the next person.
And I'm a very slow mover. I just do, you know, I haven't had any big classes. I'm more of a one-on-one. I see people, I talk to them, I invite them over. I mean, and usually it's after I've had several contacts with that person. So I admire people that can have 15 people come over and sign up, you know, however many, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen with me. I hope so. It might someday, but I'm more of a one-on-one.
Listen to the wording you're using, Mama.
I know, Megs. I know. I saw your eyes. I've got that book. You guys that You Can Heal Your Life, read the book. It's a good one, and I have to go back to it. She's going to call me after this class and get on me about that.
Yeah, like conscious language is huge.
I know, but it is huge.
I think for me, it's going to be my situation is different, and interacting with people is probably going to be small, little tidbits of time. Even though I wouldn't mind having 15 people, I'm probably more like you, though, Dora. It's not as exciting to me, but the situation I'm in. So I feel like with Young Living that it was set up to be more interactive and have meetings like that. So I feel like I'm going to have to adjust some things because it's small snippets of people with what I'm doing. And so that's one of my bigger goals, is to work on how I'm going to do that in the small snippets of time that I do get from people.
Yes, I get that. I'm just trying to deal with, and I hope you guys can hear me because I don't even know if my computer's working, but I always feel like I'm trying not to compare myself to others, because I love people that are on Facebook and they're doing all these fantastic things, but that's not me. And then I keep thinking I need to be doing that stuff. And then I have to just keep telling myself, you know, it's okay just to meet people in my community, wherever I am, and
Yeah, we
deal
certainly
with
can.
it that way. That's where I am at my age. That's my,
Oh, I think mom froze again.
Yeah. I know we can't limit ourselves because it's going to be different with each person.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have our own businesses. We all do this differently. We all have our own niche. We all have our own focus. So it is all different. And that's like the beginning of this book. Don't compare yourselves to others. And yeah, we all do it differently, and we're all going to enjoy doing different things, and whatever you're having fun with, that's what you do. But at the end of the day, like, remember, you're just sharing this, you're recommending this to people, and then you're helping them use it. So it's, don't overcomplicate it. And we're all going to share differently. So, and there's no right way and there's no wrong way. It's your way is the way your business is going to grow, and that's the right way. Just like the personality colors. I mean, we're all wired differently. We're all going to do things differently. And so there's no wrong way. Whatever way you're doing it, and if your business is growing, that is the right way. So keep doing it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Keep doing what you're doing. Anybody else have anything to add? So maybe what we'll do is we'll just go through, do our homework from this book, try to work through it in the next couple of weeks, which holds us accountable. I guess I got to go through mine before Thursday because I'm having the gals, they're coming back to go through part 2. But let's just work through these, get as much out of this as you possibly can. And then we'll talk about it on our, the second Tuesday of every month. We have our monthly business builder Zoom call just like this. So we'll talk about it on that call and go from there. And as always, if you're feeling stuck, if you have questions, reach out. We have a lot of resources and available to you. But then at the end of the day, like, if we're doing this, this is our business. So you have to put in the effort and the time and make it happen too. All right. Well, thank you all for being here.
thank you, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Megan. Nice meeting everybody.
Perfect.
Patty,
You
I wanted
too.
to tell you I love your turquoise cupboards.
Thank you. I should show you. I should go this way because that's the, can you see? So the kitchen cabinets are red, and the hutch behind us is kind of a robin egg turquoisey type thing. So that was all on Poncho.
Yeah,
love it.
love it.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye, Megs.